Ready for a steady stream of hot takes and searing insights on today's most talked about topics? Cool. You could listen to that when you're done here. This is The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's The Ron Van Dam Show.
Oh, thank you.
Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird if you like that sort of thing.
Welcome to the program of enormous proportions. Look at the size of this thing. It's so good to have you here. I have been expecting you. I've been cooking all morning. Have a seat. Have a seat, please. And enjoy the program. This will only take half an hour. It's not a big commitment on your part. Me, I have to work I have to work very hard in order to do this for you. You have no idea. It requires up to 7 months of preparation to do every single episode. You don't believe that, do you? No, you don't. So that you don't believe, but the other things that people tell you, those things you believe just because they said it, right? Oh, God. All right. How are you? Oh, you're looking so good today, by the way. This is the portion of the program, once again, where I compliment you to the point where you like me. People that compliment you, you automatically like them. It doesn't take much. I don't know why people don't understand that. Even if you're lying and saying things that aren't true, if you're complimenting somebody, then there's a good outcome. It makes them feel good. You've lied a little bit for, nothing real, no harm done. Like when you look at somebody and say, you look really good today. They don't look good. They look horrible. They look horrendous every day. But if you say that to them, does it hurt you? It's what they call a little white lie. I like the blue ones that they tell the Blue Man Group. Hey, that was a good performance, Blue Man Group today. That's a blue lie. It wasn't that good. See, those are blue lies. But the white lie, little white lies, they don't hurt anybody, Yeah, you tell them they look good, and all of a sudden you watch their face transform into happiness. It's nice to see. Someone who frowns all the time. I frown all the time because I got nothing to be happy about, really. I frown all the time, but when someone says something nice to me, the corners of my mouth turn upward, and I've learned that's called a smile. I didn't know that. I'm not familiar. When someone says something nice, you just feel good. They feel good. You feel good. We all feel good, yet it's not necessarily true. But that's a white lie. That's what we call a white lie. I don't know why they call it that particular color. It's kind of a racist lie is actually what it is. Anyway, do that today. Just for fun. Someone that you know, whether it be a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, someone you work with, doesn't really matter. You don't want to give a compliment to somebody that you don't know at all. Like if you're walking in a shopping mall and an attractive woman comes towards you, you don't stop her and say, hey, you're really attractive. You're going to get slapped or arrested. You don't do that. That's invasive because they think it's for some type of purpose for other than what you meant it. You know what I mean? So don't do that. Don't stop strangers. But someone that you know, just turn to them and say, hey, you're looking really good today. And you don't have to go into it. You don't have to say, hey, what is that, a new dress? Well, there's no shoes? Well, there's new pants? Did you comb your hair today? Oh, your skin cleared up. Don't get into it like that. Just the general comment without any explanation or background checks or any kind of nothing. Just nothing. Just say it. And if they respond and say, oh, why do you think I look good? They're not going to say that. They don't say that. Nobody says that. Hey, you're looking very good today. Oh, really? Why do you think that? Nobody says that. Nobody responds to that. All they do is they smile and feel good. And even if you don't like the person, tell them anyway, because then they're going to like you and you will benefit from it somehow. Maybe you'll get a raise, a promotion. Maybe you'll get some sex tonight, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. But all you have to do is just say those magic words. Hey, you're looking really good. That's all it takes. But you got to know the person. It can't be that much of a lie either. It has to be like a little lie. To the point where they wouldn't think it's a lie because they know they look good. They think they look good, or they don't, or they're just happy to get the compliment. But if it's like a grossly overweight person, and I have nothing against that, by the way, nothing against that at all. For some reason, overweight people seem to be very, very jolly, and vegetarians and vegans and all that, they're very skinny. They're not all that happy. Their skin turns yellow. I don't know why they do that, but they just eat vegetables. I don't eat anything that you can put on a fork. That's just what I'm a forkagen. I'm a forkagen. I don't. I don't eat that. I don't eat that. Yeah, those people don't look too good. They don't look too good. So you can't say to a vegan who's weighs 6 pounds, "Hey, you're looking good today," because they know they're not looking good. Or someone who's grossly overweight, you can't do that either. They weigh like 500 pounds. You don't say, hey, you look very nimble and you're looking really good today. They don't do that because that's a stretch, and that's a pity. That's a pity comment, and they know it is because they're not stupid. Large people are, maybe they're large, but they're not stupid. You can be very smart and be large. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't, or someone that just is a total idiot. What do they call that? An asshole. You can't say, you're a very nice person. They know they're not nice. So you got to make your lies just very general. Like, hey, you're looking good today. That's all. That's all. And then shut up. You know what the problem with society is? And social media and everything and everybody. You know what the problem is? They don't know when to shut up. Now, I know when to shut up. It's when 30 minutes have elapsed. And then I do shut up. I don't talk all that much. I mean, because I'm overdoing it now. I've shot my load for today. So no. I'm a quiet person, actually. I get invited to parties all the time. I do, because they know me from the television show and the radio show and that kind of stuff. And they think that if I'm invited to the party that I'm going to be the life of the party, like everybody else is dead or something. But I walk into a room, I'm not the life of a party. I'm just like one of the many lives that are standing there. I don't walk up to people and say, and just talk incessantly. I don't do that. Unless I'm getting paid for it. So anyway, how are you? Hey, by the way, you're looking good today. I know what you're saying. I like to make people feel good because they do it to me back, What you give out, you get back. I don't know I think it was Confucius that said that. I don't know if he said it or not, but you're not going to check it out, so what the hell? I don't think it was Confucius. I think it was in a fortune cookie I saw once at a Chinese restaurant. The food wasn't all that good, but the fortune cookie's out of this world. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I like Chinese food. Do you like Chinese food? My God, Ron, can you change a subject or not? Yes, I can. I love Chinese food, but it's caustic to me. Every time I sit down and eat Chinese food, I can't stop eating it. It's like candy to me. I don't know why. It's filled with sodium and MSG, Madison Square Garden. It's not good for you. But that's the American Chinese food. I remember going to a Chinese restaurant after we did the television show. We did it once a week, and we would all go out and to this Chinese restaurant, and we would have Chinese food and get, I wouldn't say inebriated, but on a different level of intoxication, as if you hadn't drunk anything at all. And we sat there, we ate Chinese food, and we get poo-poo platters and things like that. Poo-poo means that you eat all this fried food, and then within about an hour, you're doing the poo-poo thing. But it's great, if you have a lot of people and you order like a big people poo-poo platter, then you can all pick at it, with your various diseases with your hands. It's fried everything. If you can fry it, they will fry it. And that's the poo-poo platter. So anyway, we would go there, and we go to the Chinese restaurant. The next morning, I would always, I gained weight, and I didn't feel too good because I had too much sodium, and I just couldn't stop eating that stuff. It was a candy to me. But in the corner, in one of the booths in the Chinese restaurant, there was, I don't know, he was the owner or the co-owner or something like that, or maybe one of the waiters. I have no idea. I didn't know these people. Well, I did, but I didn't know what they did. And this guy would be sitting, this Chinese gentleman, and he'd be sitting there, and he'd be eating some Chinese food. And I thought, well, that makes sense. And then I would look and see what he was eating. It wasn't the crap that was on the menu. It wasn't egg rolls and poo-poos and crab rangoon, where there's no crab involved whatsoever. Chicken fingers, which has nothing to do with the fingers of chicken. It's just shaped like a finger, I suppose, but it's not. Hey, if chicken fingers are shaped like chicken, then the chicken nuggets from McDonald's, they're shaped like nuggets. Chicken nuggets aren't those the testicles? Or what are chicken nuggets? What's the nugget of a chicken? I don't want to know. Anyway, so this guy was sitting there, this Chinese waiter, owner, whatever, sitting by himself, taking a break, obviously, and having Chinese food. He was eating, this is what he ate. There was rice involved. It was white rice and some kind of protein. I think it was chicken, but it wasn't deep fried. It wasn't battered. It was just chicken. It wasn't on a bone. It was chicken breast, probably sautéed, and there were some vegetables involved. I think there was a green pepper going and an onion or something like that. But that was it. It was protein and rice. Maybe there were a few bean sprouts on it. I really don't know. But there was nothing fried on that plate at all. And he was slurping it into his mouth with the chopsticks, the whole bit. He looked healthy. He wasn't too skinny. He wasn't too fat. He looked like really good. Kind of person you'd walk up to and say, hey, you look good. But I didn't do that because I didn't know him that well. But they eat differently. And probably in the kitchen in a Chinese restaurant, the cooks are going, I don't know why they're eating this crap. They order it. I don't know why. Well, it's because you put it on the menu. It's like feeding them cocaine or something. You shouldn't be doing the cocaine. Yeah, but you're giving it to me. It's right there. So that's what happened. That's what happened. Why am I talking about Chinese food all of a sudden when I started talking about complimenting people? I don't know. That's what happens. A lot of people say, Ron, this happens all the time. Those that listen to my show on a regular basis, all two of you, only kidding, that's self-deprecating humor. Now, I get this asked a lot. Ron, your preparation to do the show, you talk for half an hour, basically, every day. How do you do that? How do you come up with those topics? And I say, I don't know. There are some days, like today, I sit down into the studio, the equipment gets turned on, and the clock starts rolling, the time clock. And I just talk. I have no idea when I sit in this chair of which I sit what I'm going to be talking about. I don't know. I don't think about it ahead of time. Things happen to me and I say, I got to talk about that on the air. Or I meet people and that kind of stuff, and it gives me ideas and motivation. But when I sit down in this chair, it all goes out of my head. It all goes out of my head. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about. To me, that's like, whoa, that's like pretty awesome. To you, it's like, yeah, and so what? So what's your point? Okay, all right, you win. Talking to a neighbor yesterday. Neighbor doesn't live near me. Neighbor is just anybody that lives in within 60 miles of you. That's a definition. Look it up, Webster. Not the little guy who was on a television show, the guy that wrote the dictionary. And by the way, there are no more dictionaries, so I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm not of your generation probably, so excuse me. So I'm talking to this neighbor, and the neighbor says, I say, how you doing? He says, this allergy season, the allergies are driving me crazy. And I responded by saying, wow, I have allergies too, and they're driving me crazy. What a bonding took place. We exchanged conditions. It was wonderful. We had this in common, and I realized very distinctly this is what bonds us as human beings. It's not love. It's certainly not sex. But what bonds us? Is it that we're all the same? No, we're all very different. You're an idiot, and so am I. I guess that's the only thing we have in common. But I don't think I'm an idiot, but you are. You know, that kind of thing. We're all very, very different. We look different. We talk differently. Our names are different. We have different experiences. We're very, very different. But what bonds us is allergies. As soon as you meet somebody who has allergies, and you have allergies too, and by the way, everybody has allergies. They don't have to be extreme like nut allergies, like, hey, you're a nut. Hey, so am I, and I'm allergic to people like that. Not those kind of nuts, the kind that you put in your mouth, the peanuts and all those kinds of things. I'm not talking about the extreme, real serious things where if you eat a nut and you have a nut allergy, you fall on the floor and you have convulsions. I'm not talking about that. That's serious shit. I'm talking about just the pollen, you know, the pollen. And it's very serious for some people, but I'm not going there. I'm talking about just the general allergy thing. General allergy, sir. Yeah, I sneeze every once in a while when there's a lot of pollen in the air. Me too. You're my brother. You're my brother from another allergy. It's true. It's true. It's the way that works. That's how we bond. You know, I have a pain in my knee. I do too. Oh, man, I love you. Tell you a quick story. Back in May, whenever that was, all of a sudden, my knee gave out. Just gave up. My knee gave up. My knee said, I've been supporting you for decades now. I'm done. I've had it. I'm done. And the side of my knee hurt. And I going up and down the stairs actually was, I wouldn't say excruciatingly painful, but certainly noticeable. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor, you know, what are they going to do? They looked, and they saw some swelling, and they said, look, so they gave me, so you got to go with physical therapy, had an x-ray, and they said, you have water on the knee. I said, well, I might have spilled it on there at one point. I don't know how the water stayed there. I said, no, it's not. It's a condition inside the knee where there's a leakage. I've got leakage. I've got a leakage. So my doctor sent me to a physical therapist when indeed I needed a mental therapist. And we all do these days. There's a physical therapist, nice guy, young guy, probably in his 30s or something. And he felt my leg up, and we did some exercises with some resistance exercises. And he said, "You do this in a month, it'll never go away really, but you won't even notice it, and it won't be painful, and you'll be able to do everything you did before." And I said, "Oh my God, it'll never go away." He said, "Let me tell you a little story, Ron." He said, "Back when I was 13 years old, I was playing a game, and my knee gave out, quote unquote." And I have the same thing you did. I still have it, but I never know that I did unless I think about it or someone brings it up. Sometimes it doesn't hurt at all. No problem whatsoever. It's just meaningless. It makes no difference. And I said, my God, you're a physical therapist, and now you're talking about something that you have. He made me feel good because I felt like the pain in my knee, which did go away eventually, actually. It's, it can be there. It can come back every once in a while, but not really, But when he said that, all of a sudden I started healing. I started healing because it's amazing how the mind can actually heal you just if you put yourself at ease. And by him saying, well, I have this too, and it's like nothing. It's not bothersome. It actually seems like it goes away, and it kind of does. But I have it. from that point on, I felt like, oh my God, someone else is connecting with me and has given me an experience that doesn't make me feel like my situation is so like untold and so unresolved. It is resolved. It's resolved in him. It'll be resolved in me. And it was, and it did. And that's what the power of that is about. We all have allergies, so now they're all not all that bad. And as soon as this neighbor said, I have allergies too, my allergies seemed like it was just like, okay, it's normal, it's not a big deal, doesn't stop me from doing anything, it's not a big deal. But before I talked to him, I was sneezing and I was suffering. It's amazing how the knowledge and the camaraderie and the sharing of situations can make you feel better in itself. Just in itself. When this show is over, I don't know if you walk away with anything that's greater than when you walked into this show. I hope it is. Is it my purpose in life? No, I think my purpose in life is to go to a bar. No, that's not true. I think my purpose in life is to bond people a little bit who really don't get along anyway. My guest is coming up momentarily, but before that happens, we're going to take a quick commercial break because someone's got to pay for this. Obviously, you don't. And we'll be right back right after this.
Give the gift that says, I love you. The gift that says, happy birthday. The gift that says, get well soon. The gift that says, you're the reason I went into the priesthood. The gift that says, congratulations on not getting indicted. The gift that says, I want to cover you in warm chocolate pudding. The gift that says, good luck in clown college. The gift that says, thanks for removing my unsightly wart. The gift that says, sorry about giving you food poisoning. The gift that says, I'll see you in hell. The gift that says, remember the good times we had in prison. The gift that says, I want to make sweet love to you on the white sand beaches of Rio while your hot cousin watches. The gift that says, thank you for the kidney. The gift that says, you deserve all the best, but this will have to do. The gift that says, thanks, Jesus. Whatever you want to say, you can say it beautifully with a timeless gift from Phyllis Gorman's House of Macaroni Art on Route 94 just past the Rotary, across from Sweaty Palmer's Adult Emporium.
Well, we don't have time for a guest today, and I'm sorry because I talked too long. I've overextended my talking generality of time commitment. So we'll table our guest for another day, put the guest on the table another day. I went into my basement yesterday where I keep things that I don't use. Anything that I don't use for more than a year or two, I put in the basement where I don't use it for another 10 or 20 years. The basement is basically a holding cell for the junk man to come and get it the hell out of my house. It's the waiting area for removal. Anyway, went down there yesterday and saw an air fryer that I bought about 5 years ago. Do you remember when air fryers were like the big thing? Everybody had to have one. They started out like being quite expensive, hundreds of dollars, and then they ended up for like $50 on Amazon or something like that. But my spousey woman said, we got to get an air. Everybody else has an air fryer, we don't. Oh, that's the reason we get things? Because everybody else has them and we don't? That's an explanation of authority? Well, who am I to argue? So she bought an air fryer, and we used it once, and we used it twice. Now it's in the basement on a shelf with cobwebs on it. I do know people, that's the end of the sentence. I do know people who have the air fryer and use it a lot. Until the Instapot came along, now everybody has to have... Ron, can you imagine? You can cook an entire meal in 5 minutes. It's called a pressure cooker. It's been around for decades and decades. People use it to cook. to make homemade bombs. That's what that is. I don't have one of those Insti-Potty things because I refuse. No matter what anybody says, I'm not getting one because my air fryer is just sitting there collecting dust. Yeah, I kind of breaded some chicken. Speaking of breaded chicken, I put it in the air fryer and it crisped up a little bit. But you know what? When I tasted it, it was like not an experience that I wish to definitely recreate. It didn't knock my socks off. My socks were still on my feet. So there sits the air fryer, along with other assorted items for the kitchen that I never used. Bought them, never used them, or used them once, went straight down to the basement. Basement is purgatory for items that I or someone in my family has purchased. And when I stare and I look at these items sitting on this shelf collecting cobwebs, some of them quite expensive, I look at it and a dollar figure pops into my mind. If I didn't buy all this crap and I didn't want to buy it to begin with, if I didn't buy all this crap that's just sitting there unused, think of all the money I would have. I could go on vacation for a month. Or I could buy a car. I mean, the amount of money that's wasted on stuff that we really didn't need, but we just wanted to try it. And then, what are you going to do? You can't return it anymore. This 30-day return thing, it's the only window there is. After 30 days, you can't return this stuff. And some people don't return things because they said, okay, I don't really like it, but I may use it again someday. Waste of money. Just wasted the cash, the hard-earned money that you toiled and sweated to achieve. Sits there in the form of products that you bought but never really used. It's a sad thing in a way, but it's human. It's kind of like having allergies. But see, I can't bond with people talking about air fryer. Hey, Ron, I used the air fryer yesterday. Well, I tell you, I can't. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. You're like from another air fryer planet. I don't agree with you. I don't care for it. I don't know. You're an air fryer person. I'm not. That's where we separate the men from the boys, and I don't know which one I am, but I'm not an air fryer guy. And don't stand there and tell me about all the wonderful things about the air fryer because I don't really care, because I don't care for the air fryer. It sets us apart. We are no longer bonding. Yeah, we all have allergies, but I can't go along with you on this air fryer thing. If that's the basis of our relationship, the air fryer, then I'm afraid we got nothing happening here. We got nothing happening. You are dead to me in the air fryer world. Yet, if someone said, Ron, I'll take your air fryer off your hands if you're just going to give it to the junk guy or it's just going to sit on a shelf for 5-10 years, I'll take your air fryer. You know what my response would be? No, you're not. Well, why? You just told me you don't use it ever. I know. But I may. But I won't. But I may. But I won't. I may use it. But I won't. I know I won't. But I may. But I won't. Well, might you? I can't. I won't. I'll take it off your hands. No, you're not. I could use it. But you won't. I know. I'll be back again next time a weekday rolls around. Join me then, please. But until that time arrives, I wish you peace.